Hey guys, how you going? Sorry to send this through Sunday night. It has been, it's been the craziest week I've ever seen. We've worked really hard behind the scenes, Joe and I, to try and coordinate things. Obviously, we only found out on Monday afternoon what the changes were, and we worked really hard because we're trying to confirm with clients what's going to happen. And then the rules changed on Thursday afternoon. So, we worked flat out. I haven't been to bed before midnight any night this week. Even this weekend. It's Sunday afternoon. What is it? 20 to 6. I'm still here on the computer. As soon as I finish this video, I've got to do another call with Joe just to finalise things for tomorrow. That'll be about the fourth or fifth long call we've done over the weekend just to bring things together. So we've been working pretty hard behind the scenes, but unfortunately, stage 4 is still going to have a really big impact on us. We've done the allocation for sites as best we can. Some guys are still going to have to be stood down for periods of time. Now, everyone in the company, or pretty much everyone in the company, qualifies for JobKeeper. That means you're guaranteed that you will earn a minimum of $1,500 a fortnight. So even if you get stood down and you don't get any work at all, we say, look, sorry, there's just nothing we can use you for on any of the projects. And only 3 of the projects are going to be running at all with carpenters for that time. And some weeks they've just said, look, you guys done really well, you're ahead. Japara and Newport said, look, you guys are ahead. We don't want any carpenters at all next week. We don't need them. You guys are ahead. We need other trades to catch up. St Kilda's the same. They said, look, we need brickies on site. We need roofers on site. We don't need carpenters as a critical path trade. So for the ones that are going, you'll qualify for JobKeeper, which means everyone will earn the minimum of $1,500 a fortnight, regardless of work. Now, if you're an apprentice, there's some apprentices who are already getting topped up to that amount. So sitting at home will make no difference at all. Get to play Xbox, whatever, get paid, happy days. For the chippies, I'm aware that's going to be a big hit. Some of you got kids, mortgages, you've got costs. We did look at it. Can we simply go, right, well, we'll stand down all the apprentices because it won't impact them financially and put the carpenters on. We need to make sure that as a company, we survive financially through this COVID crisis as well. So Joe and I have looked at it again and again and again. We need to run the sites as if there wasn't a stage 4 shutdown. Who would be the people we would put on those sites if it wasn't a case of a stage 4 shutdown? And we wouldn't just ever have a site of just carpenters. Our model has always been a mix of carpenters and apprentices. And it would change where, on a site like Breeze in Brunswick, where it's getting towards the end, it would be 2 carpenters to a 1 apprentice ratio. But we would never go below a 2-to-1 ratio. At a site like Williamstown, where it's framing, it would usually be the other way around. We would have a 2 apprentice ratio to a 1 carpenter ratio. And again, we would basically never go further the other way. And most sites are somewhere in between, 1-to-1 and a 2-to-1 ratio, 1 to the other way. So we're going to keep running them that way because we need to make sure that the only way we'll survive financially is to keep making money on the sites so that we're there at the end. Because JobKeeper that you guys get paid, we have to pay it out of our pockets and then we wait until the government gives it back to us, but they only give it back exactly. So we can't just stand down apprentices. If you're an apprentice and you stood down, you're probably not going to get hit. I do really feel for the carpenters, and I'll be speaking to the carpenters. If you're not scheduled, you cannot go to site. There are really super strict rules, and there's up to $100,000 fines for companies who breach them. So if they tell us that they only want 2 carpenters on site and we send 3 or 3 guys show up, Joe and I can't just drop in because we count as well. If there's any more than the specified number and a policeman walks onto site or they get audited by whoever's going to do the auditing, then they will get a huge fine and they will pass it on to us if it's our fault. At the same time, if you're sick, you need to let us know early. So we've always said an hour. We need the mandated 2 hours notice, which is what Fair Work says. You must give your employee 2 hours notice. If you can't be there, you need to let Joe, not your PM, but Joe, know by 5 a.m. so he can get someone else working. Because if they tell us we've got 2 guys or 7 guys, whoever, mate, they need us to have that exact number because they will absolutely go mental if it turns out they could have had 5 carpenters and they've only got 4 because they could have used that slot for another trade. Every single builder has had it massively reduced. They've got to pick who they want. but then they want their exact maximum number every day. So, yeah, if you can't be there, we need to know early. We are going to be expected to work minimum 10-hour days, and if you're working, it's going to be expected for a Saturday as well. This is reasonable overtime. Again, most of the union sites do it 10-hour days, 6 days a week throughout the year. That's why when it's an RDO weekend, they have that lockdown weekend. You might have heard that term. It basically means that they can't be asked to work a Saturday, so they get a break, because most of the union guys are working that consistent 6 days, 10 hours a day. So we're asking you guys to all, if you're on site, to work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. If you've got a problem with that, let me know. But basically we are giving what's called a lawful direction to you guys to work what's considered under Fair Work to be reasonable overtime. I know that's going to have an impact on a lot of us. I've worked huge hours. I haven't had time with my family. I know that some of you guys are going to have partners at home who have been stood down and are going stir crazy and really want to see you, and you're the only thing that changes in their day, and you're going to come home exhausted for 6 days of the week, and then feel like sleeping on Sunday. I get it. Look, we really just need to be thankful if you're able to work, if we're giving you work, to be thankful we've got that opportunity. I mean, if you're apprentice and working, you're still going to earn overtime. You'll earn well above the job keeper that you'd earn for home anyway. But there's so many people who are just stuck at home, and some of them are just being stood down or told you don't have a job. They're getting $1,200 a week on the job seeker, the equivalent of what used to be the dole. So guys, we've been given a blessing in keeping our industry going at all. For a while there, it looked like it was going to shut down. It only changed at the very last minute. So we've got a real blessing that's keeping going. I'm also attempting to see if I can get us another project going. So I'm seeing if I can get us a project started that will keep 5 guys going throughout the project. So if I can wangle it over the next 4 or 5 days, then hopefully we will get pretty much the whole workforce going for most of the time. It's just going to depend on the sites. We've been told for Brunswick this week that they want 3 carpenters, but only on Mondays and Wednesdays. So the Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, the guys on Breeze are going to get stood down. It's going to vary as the site goes. For Williamstown, they want 7 guys while they get some welders there for a couple of weeks, and then we can step it up to 9 because they're just like, it's framing. We want carpenters. When we get far enough ahead, they're going to want us to step it back to 6 or 7 so they can have roofers there. So guys, if you've got any questions on this, let me know. I know this is a ridiculously long video, but these are changes that I just want to fill you in on what's going on so you know. So to recap, everyone's going to get a minimum $1,500 a fortnight, regardless of position and regardless of whether you're working or not. If you are not able to go to site, we need 2 hours notice. Now guys, if you go, hey look, I'm going to call in sick and use some sick leave because I'm an apprentice, we're going to be pretty harsh on that. There are a lot of people out of work. If I put an ad on Seek right now, I would have 1 million responses. We like the team we've got. It's a great team. We want to keep you guys. But we need you to work with us and feel it as a privilege. If you stood down, you're welcome to use, and we'll contact you to see if you want to use your annual leave or your RDO leave. So that way it doesn't impact you as much financially. You go, hey, look, the guys at Breeze might go, look, I've only got 2 days work this week. Can I please use all my banked RDOs? Or can I please take 3 days of annual leave? Happy to do that. Just let us know. We'll work with you so that you guys can take that leave at a time that means that it doesn't impact you financially. We'll keep talking to you. There'll probably be some more videos. It's just going to be a case of how tight I am as things go. I'm hoping that by the middle of the week we start to get some stability of how this stage 4 lockdown is going to work. And I'm hoping that I can bring you some more news that we will have another project that will just be for our guys, that we'll get something started that will be running this 6 weeks. That means we've got something else to fall back on. Any questions, guys, send me a text, give me a call, or Joe. We'll keep you updated. We'll talk to you all soon, guys. See ya. Have a good Sunday night.